Okay, hello everyone. How are you doing today? Finally, it's Friday. Couple more hours and you can enjoy the weekend. I hope you're doing fine today. Looking at the stream, seems like we are live, both Twitch and YouTube. And my, we have a new follower on YouTube, Reform Timo. Thank you for following yesterday. Cool. And also some new subscribers on YouTube. Well, sadly, I can't see the username. So whoever subscribed to the channel, thank you very much. I hope you're gonna enjoy it. Okay, couple more minutes. Just a quick check if everything is actually running okay. 40-60 sweating already. Okay, looks like everything is fine. So let's begin. So going back to our last stream, we've managed to pull off this little thing, which I am very proud of. It's our substitute for the infamous, I think it was Philips encoder or whatever. The one that costs now $40 per piece. Technically, I think it's even more expensive than a single keyboard. So yeah, I hope this will be a good substitute. We still have some work to do with it. So the first thing that I noticed was looking at it today. So the first kind of like an improvement, I think there is too much space over here and here, because it's very wobbly. We don't need this much space, so that's something that we have to adjust. Also, looking on this side, I would like to check if there's enough space, because there's like a tiny spacer for the bearing. Yeah, it should be visible. I'm talking about this thing. So I put it here so that the bearing won't move like in, but I didn't do anything to prevent it from moving out. Not that it's gonna move that much, because it sits quite firmly on this dowel. It's even difficult to remove it. So maybe that is not a priority, but I would like to see if there's enough space, if we can have like 2 end stops. So maybe we can have it like more firm. Then we have the push button over here, and this is another problematic thing, because right now where it's placed, it's not that really great. I mean, we can still use it, we can still click it. There's not that much feedback from it, sadly. I was hoping it would be more tactile, and I think it strongly depends when do you press on the wheel, because if you press closer to the bearing, actually there's almost no movement. I don't even know if it's pressing at the moment. I can't really tell. But of course, if you press it closer to where the encoder is, then the whole thing goes down and it's really pressing it. But the issue here is that we don't really have much space for the pins from the encoder. As you can see, it's quite blocked over here, because there is a push button right there. But then I realized that we have these legs, this thing over here, which we are not using right now. But I was thinking maybe we can just try to shift the push button either to left or the right side. So then the thing that will be pressing the button will be actually this thing. So then we will have almost unblocked access to to the encoder pins. So yeah, maybe even we can put it like on the side. Okay, that's still something to explore. And then I managed to get this thing working, DSP32 that we've been struggling with some time ago. So I know how to program it right now. I really needed this driver. So now it works great. Well, the encoder reading doesn't work at all. I would like to say that it works a little, but it doesn't work at all because when I upload the program, the example that was attached to the library, it is actually crashing the whole MCU. And the point where it's dying is actually I did some debugging already. So it dies over here at the wire request from. So it looks like it's supposed to read something from the encoder, and this is where it dies. Well, I think I can run it. Let's take a look. I hope it won't kill the stream, but it shouldn't. It's really outputting to the keyboard. Okay, let's take a look at the serial monitor. Yeah. So this is like an exception, and actually it's not even one exception, it says it's a double exception. So like if one wasn't enough, yeah, over here, I don't really know at this moment how to fix that, but we're gonna keep trying either way. Let's see how it goes today. After we send the print, maybe we can start working with this, with the ESP. And today we have a special guest on the channel. And this special guest is this one. This is, well, technically, I think I can start calling it 3I2C. So the issue is enter key is misbehaving at times. So what we're gonna do in spare time, we're gonna just replace it and maybe check connections if maybe it's not the switch per se, but I will replace the switch anyway and check if it's connecting fine. And I hope this will solve the issue. Yeah, this is like a side project for today. All right. And one more thing. We still have these prototypes for Chordie from our past streams of actually feels like a long time ago. But I would like to use them at some point when we have the design actually finished. We can test, maybe not even like completely finished. We can do it like halfway through. We can just, because this is designed in a way that we can swap different versions of whatever was supposed to be a different encoder. You can check it on the previous streams. But this will allow me to firmly attach this encoder. I just need to print the bottom part and then use screws to hold it. And then I will be able to see how it feels like almost in real life. Of course, it won't be outputting anything, although we can still connect the wires and QMK. We can still have output from it. So we see how it goes, but this will give us like a good perception how it's gonna behave on a real keyboard. How does it fit with other keys? I hope it's not too big. It might happen that, for example, the scroll wheel is a little bit too big and it might be colliding with something. Because in CAD it looks more or less okay, but usually from CAD to real life is a long way. Yeah, so as usual, a lot of stuff to do. Most probably there will be no progress as usual. Yeah, but anyways, I think it's time to get to work. So we start with some CAD for today. Okay, so this is our scroll wheel. And so first thing, I think we're gonna we have to like make this spacing a little bit tighter over here. Let's take a look. How really big is it? I mean, what's the size of this thing? Okay, 9.6. And how much space do we have over here? Okay, 4060 still okay, although pinned at 70%. Okay, so here we have 10.9, so that is too much. I think I went a little bit too much on spacing, so that was like 9.6. So I think if we leave like 0.15 on each side, do we have our encoder somewhere? So maybe we can just space it from the encoder without like getting into advanced math, like how much is it? 10.1 minus whatever the dimension was supposed to be. Although we can still calculate that like on the fly. Yeah, but let's take a look at the encoder first. And 5 millimeters horizontal. Okay. Oh, why did I make it 10.5? I think it's because that was just from the previous one. I mean, from 11 millimeters one. Although they're supposed to be the same size. Let's check. So this one is Kyle, and this one is, okay, 9.6. And this one, okay, this one is different. This one is 11. But this one's kind of big still. Let's see, different Kyle. This is 9. Okay, 9.4. Oh, okay, 9.6. So it's the same. It makes me wonder if it's like by the vendor. So let's say this is some other vendor. This is TTC. So I wonder if like TTC has different size. This is almost 11, 10.6. And I still have some other encoders from them somewhere. Okay, there's plenty. So let's take a look on the smallest one that I have. This is 12, 16. Okay, 16 just fell out. Okay, so the smallest so far is 12. This one is what, 14, so I'm not interested. Okay, this is scale, this is 9, so okay, 15. And this one is 11. Okay, so 11 seems to be the smallest that I was able to find. Okay, let's take a look. Yeah, so it seems like vendor by vendor, they might be of different size. So that is not great, because I was hoping that all of them are the same size. I have some other. Okay, this is still Kale. This is 8. I have some no names over here. Okay, so H7. Okay, this is 5. Let's take a look. And they look very much like kale. Yeah, 9.7. So just a little bit bigger. And kale is 9.6. So that might be problematic a little, because if you want to be able to push, so there has to be some space. So it's not an universal size that like one size fits all. That is not the best. Well, we can combat this if we do like an OpenSCAD generator for Chordie, like it used to be. So this can be like one of the parameters, and then it can just create for whatever encoder you have available. And just keep in mind the spacing, and that's it. Or we can just stick to Kale, and that will also work in a way. Okay, so anyways, for this one, okay, one more thing. Maybe if I take a look, I don't really have anything short. Yeah, sadly I have only long ones. I was thinking maybe if you can always put it like upside down to see how is the spacing for this one. Yeah, it doesn't even fit. It doesn't even fit. Hmm. Okay, this is kind of disappointing because I was hoping they're all the same size, but apparently they are not. Okay, let's stick to 9.6. I managed to find like two different vendors that are the same size, like one no name and one Kale. And also, for example, Kale and this no name, they look kind of the same. Maybe there's like a just different color, and that's it. Just take a look. So this is Kale. This is Kale on the right side, and take it from the back. Okay, so right is Kale, and the left one is some no name. Kind of similar, a little bit different shape, but the size is almost the same, 9.6. And 9.7. 9.6. Okay, and speaking of getting access to the pins, what if we use it like in reverse? What if we put it like that? And maybe then we can have an opening on this side instead of this side. Okay, we can try that as well. Yeah, so many things to check. So I think first thing I need to change the name for this one, because this is only Kale. And the size for it was 9.6. I think it would be easier if I just maybe because this is what how big is it? It's okay, 10.5, and we need 9.6. So maybe it would be easier if I just cut from the center. Or just move everything. Okay, let's see. Don't really have a good idea how to approach this. Can we cut the whole thing? No, we can't. So we need to go piece by piece. Okay. Let's move this. 9.6 by 2. 4.8. And if I move this one also, 4.8. Well, actually, it might be better if you do it like this. So if I go back, this one is 10.5, if I remember correctly. Yes, 10.5. So if I just move this one, let's make it 10.5. Minus 9.6. Let's do it like this, and now by 2. By 0.45. Okay, 0.45 and 0.45. If I remove this part now, would it work? I hope all this work didn't go to waste and we have the correct size. Yeah, 9.6. Okay. So I'm not that bad yet. Okay. Let's just put it together. I think it was a little bit different. Bottom was separate and top was also separate like this. Okay. I think I have to buy more Kale encoders since I decided to go with it. YouTube is usually complaining about audio stream. I don't know what is wrong with this app, but anyway. Okay, so going back to our design. Yeah, so we have plenty of space over here. Okay, 0.25. So if you want to leave it like 0.15, would that be okay? Should be enough. It shouldn't be too wobbly, but it should still allow it to move freely. So I can move these to 0.1, right? Because it was 0.25. 1 second. Okay. Got an urgent call. Oh, where are we? Okay, so we moved this 1.1. So let's move these two as well. 0.1. So now if we bring back our encoder, so the space over here should be, okay, 0.15. So exactly how we want it. Okay, is this thickness 3.6? Is it correct? I think it should be correct. Yeah, 3.6. So yeah, at least this one dimension is correct. Okay, so we have this thing done. I can hide the encoder. Let's take a look at the, maybe, and the holder as well. Okay, so how thick is this one? Okay, 0.9. And the bearing is 2 millimeters, if I remember correctly. And this whole thing is 3 millimeters. So technically, if we make it 0.5 on both ends, that is not much. It would be better if we could make it at least like 0.6. Or we can give it a shot. Maybe we can do it. Okay, this is like a separate solid. Okay, first of all, I would just put it into a new component because like usually we have to enable all of them. So let's call it base. So okay, and the the holder will be separate. Okay, so this one, let's move it, let's do ruler. So I want it to be 0.4. Okay, let's do a quick check if it's even gonna print, because I think Bamboo has a line width of 0.42. So it might happen that it will completely skip it. Okay, so over here it's visible, and if you slice it, yeah, it's gone. Because default line width is 0.42. So it would be better if it was a little bit bigger. And we don't really have the luxury of making it any bigger. Okay, so I think it has to stay like that. That was 0.9. Well, we don't really have much space over here. It's kind of sad. And the bearing. Let's take a quick look one more time. I think the movement is not really because of the bearing. I think the bearing sits kind of okay. But the movement is because there's like so much space over here. So this affects the whole thing. So I think it should be okay if we just focus on this part and leave the bearing alone. It's kind of okay. And it doesn't really move. So this should be good enough. Okay, so we have this fixed. So the bearing we won't be touching. We're just gonna leave it as it is. So one more thing that I was talking about is the push button position. So I was thinking if we can move it, to the right or maybe left, so it will be like over here. That should help a little. And can we make it even like the support for the push button? Can we make it even shorter? The good thing is that it's very tight, so the push button locks in. There's like a tiny holder for it. Well, at least this one thing holds firmly. Okay, 3.5. And with the legs, 4.5. Very difficult to. Yeah, 4.6 with the legs. Yeah, but we still have to. Now when it's in the center, we still have access to the sides, so to the wire. if you want to connect the push button, and if you move it to the side, makes me wonder which pins actually activate. I mean, let's take a multimeter. Makes me wonder if it's like, if I connect like this one and this one, would it are these really the one that activate when I press, or is it like across? Okay, let's do diode test. Okay, it works. Okay, not sure if I will be even able to press it. I don't think that third hand will help in any capacity over here. Nope. Okay, maybe I should solder something to it. Would that help? Okay, what if I... Okay, I have it pressed right now. Okay, I think it's pressed, so let's see what happens now. Okay, these are active. Okay, these are not active right now. But I think there is one way that it's like always on. Okay. Okay, so across it's always on, and on the side, so that is actually quite good for us, because then we have even more space, because we can have the wires only sticking on one side. So like if we have it like this, so we only connect these two, and that will give us output. So if you move it to the side, oh, I made it so big over here. It doesn't have to be this big. Okay, one more. Maybe we can make it in a way that okay, so if we do like 350, we get rid of the legs on one side, just like cut them or bend them or whatever, and then only use legs on this side, and we can just let them like stick out, not rest on the plastic. So something like this. Let's make this smaller. So let's make this 3.5. Okay, and now we can move it all the way to here. Well, I think it will be still blocking one of the legs from the encoder. Yeah, it's like almost 1/3 of the whole size. Okay, that is a bit problematic to fit in a push button over here. What other options can we have over here? Yeah, because I think it's still a little bit too much. I think one leg is over here. There's the second one in the center, and the third one will be somewhere around here. So that is still not good. Yeah, and also one more thing I wanted to do, since we have the top exposed, it doesn't really have to be this tall, but instead, yeah, I think we can do the bottom, I mean the back, somewhere like this shape. And the reason for that is I would like to have this part something like we have with the bearing. So make this wall a little bit thinner, maybe something like this. Actually, it has to be lower, so something like that, and something like this. So it will be able to like move in and out. So when we press the encoder from the top, it will open up and then kind of like catch it. Something like we have over here for our bearing. So when we push the bearing from the top, so this thing is a little bit flexible, so it will like give in both sides, and then it will hold the bearing quite nicely. Yeah, so maybe if we can just let's just remove this and this because I think it's about the half size of the encoder. Yeah, exactly. So okay, the encoder is kind of not really that tall. So the tallest part over here is 8.85. And over here we have 6.9. Okay. So from here to here is, okay, 885, and we have 9.1, which is not quite correct. So let's do it like this. 8.85. And the side was 6.9. Let's hide this. Let's see if we can make a circle over here. Not really a circle, or maybe it is. Let's take a look. if we go from here to here, more like this. Oh, this is not really a circle, it's something more like that. Okay, if we cut this part and maybe project these, we'll be able to remove like this, and I think it's a little bit, okay, it's not one part, so I think I have to connect these two. So now I can pull this edge. Yeah, it looks something like that. I don't know, let's make it 1.2, and this side also 1.2. Yeah, more or less. I'm not quite sure if it's accurate, but whatever, it should work. Okay, so we have base and the harness. So the question is, do we really need this to be so high? Let's say we don't. Let's just pull everything down. So the top of the encoder will be quite exposed. I wonder what will happen if I move this to here. Okay. I thought it would go crazy, but no, it's okay. But basically, this part we can close it, but maybe not for now. Let's leave it as this. Okay, so if I want to catch it somehow, so maybe if I just put a plane over here, fancy rotation. Okay, let's see what kind of a view we have over here. Yeah, so something like this. Let's see, like 3 point. No, that is not good. Maybe we can offset this one, like 0.1. Nope, it won't do as well. What I would like to do is to have something like round over here. Would that work? $150, $135. Okay, let's make it $120. We can always extend later if we find it useful. Okay, so let's pull it all the way to here and the other one as well. And also at the same time, I think what we need to do, I think we have to cut the wall, because otherwise it won't really move much. So I think we have to make a cut like over here and here. So then the whole thing will be able to move, because right now this will most probably just break it, and that will be it. And I think we have to make it a little bit smaller. Leave a gap. So let's do this. Let's move it by, let's say, minus point. Let me think. If we do like 1.3 on this side and 1.3 on this side. I mean 0.3 like this. Okay, I can't really. I think. Okay, let's just hide it. I think I forgot to connect this right encoder over here. I can't really do one of the operations, but that's fine. Okay, as long as we can reach this one. Well, if it works later on, we can remove these parts. We can just leave it like that. But I'm not gonna cut it for now. I just want to see how it's gonna pan out. Yeah, I'm talking about these guys over here. The leftovers from cutting. Well, I think technically we can even print them and there will be still a gap. Okay. Okay, one more thing. Because when we push the encoder, so what I want to do right now, I would like to have the push button on the side, on the right side or left side. So then we have this, it's gonna be this thing that will be pressing it. So we have to measure like how low is it. So that will be only like pushing when we press, not pushing the push button when we only insert the encoder. Oh, that's not gonna be a good measurement because I can't really grab it like that. Okay, looks like it's 9.9. Yeah, 9.9. Oh, did my camera just stop? I just noticed. Yeah, I think I'll be moving the streaming to my other computer because this one is clearly having some issues. I think the motherboard is not the latest. I'm running the first, one of the very first motherboards for AM4, like Crosshair Hero 6, and it's always been having some issues with USBs, and now I have like a ton of USBs plugged into it, so no wonder. Okay, so that was 9.9. Okay, let's hide a few things. I don't need this one. Okay, is this the exact? Okay, this is 3.5. Okay, something is not right. Okay, one more measurement. Yeah, but that was okay. Maybe I can just measure it like that. Okay, 290. So I think it was 350 or something when it was straight, and now when I bend it, I have so much stuff around here, magnets, screws, God knows what else. It says like 3.5. Mm-hmm. Can I see anything if I push it in? It looks more or less like this. It also depends how you bend it. But this one is 2.7 and the other one is 3.17. So that will make a difference because this push button is not that really... it doesn't really have a big jump when pressing. Okay. This one looks more straight, so let's paste it on this. Okay, so 3.17. So 3.2, maybe this will do. Okay, this is 3.5. Okay, so what we need this part. Okay, there's one more thing, because I forgot. Do I have the push button somewhere? I only have the big ones. Just a quick check, like the height of the push button when it's not pressed. That's like 2.2. Just only 2 millimeters. Yes, 2 millimeters. Okay. Okay, so this is where the push button will be, and we need this to be... we need it to be 2.2 because for the push button, and then 3.2 from the bottom. So if we do it like this, so we want 3.2 for the leg, and now where did I put equal sign? Okay. So one more try. So from here we want to measure with the ruler. So we want 3.2 plus plus 2, right? And that is actually, we don't really need to do it like that. Rather simple. Okay, and another problem, it's too low. It is too low. So it looks like we won't be able to press it with just the leg. Well, maybe it wasn't that such of a good idea, because like as you have seen, like one leg can be bent one way, the other one the other way, so they're not equal, and that would be like difficult to have like the exact distance. So maybe that is not the best solution. So we need to think of something else. How can we press? How can we have a push button on this and still have the access for the to the wires over here? So another way could be to move it where the bearing is, but like there is not enough space over here. Yeah, so this is like 3 millimeters. But okay, there's one more thing. I just remembered there are these push buttons, like super long, and there are even shorter ones as well. Like, would it be possible? It was the diameter 3.5. Okay, so this 3.5. Would it be possible to have it like, but it's gonna be still too low. We need to stay within confines of this. Okay, this push button is really complicating things. If not for the button, we would be printing already. So we can't move it over here because there's not enough space. Also over here, there's also not enough space. Like we can't have it over here anywhere. We can't have it on the bottom because this is already thick enough. Also, I think we'll have to optimize this because like 5 millimeters, assuming that will be. Also, yeah, it depends how we're gonna put it on the board because the plate for chalk is 2.2. So this is what usually everyone is printing. I mean, you can't really print it any thicker, can you? How does the chalk come in? Oh yeah, you can print it a little bit thicker, but like usually everyone goes with like 2.2. That's the minimum. And for the MX, I think, I mean, you can do less than, I usually print with 5 mm thickness. So then the bottom of the plate is like in line with the bottom of the switch. And like 5 mm plate is very rigid. But I think people print thinner than that, less than 5 mm. So we still have to maybe look at it this way, like what about the choke, what about the plates, and how tall is it gonna be? We might need to do some adjustments for that as well. Okay, but now what can we do about this switch? Okay, we know that the output is only on the one side. Where can we put the push button? Such a difficult question to solve. And this is 3 mm, and our push button is more than that. 3.5. Well, actually, it's a little bit less because we have this thing. I think it's like 3.1. Yeah, that was the exact distance because we gave it like 0.1, and because of that, it really fits in nicely. It locks in. Okay. Where can we put it? Maybe we can do something like a lever over here. So that would be like a base, and then the holder will be on this. So maybe not this steep. So then we press, and the push button will be over here. Yeah, but still there's okay, there is some space over here. And it's actually even quite a lot. Yeah, 5 mm. Okay, that is plenty. Maybe we can fit it in somewhere over here. But then how would it work? How would we press it even? And then also we need something, okay, we still need something to be underneath the encoder to push it back. Yeah, but the space over here is actually, it's actually good. It'd be nice to put something. And well, the best position is still like on the bottom. And for example, if we clip the legs very short, Well, I think I know how we can gain some more space. If we make the scroll wheel smaller, but it is already not that big. I mean, it feels like it's now at the edge of usability. Yeah, I wish it was a little bit thicker actually than this. Yeah, there isn't much space. That is the biggest problem. Like over here, those legs, there's not even space left for any like solder joints. So even though it might look okay over here, it's a no-go in my opinion. We can't really have it over here. Yeah, what if I was also thinking maybe if we have it like on the side. If we, yeah. So just chop off these, leave this as is. I mean, we will still have to cut, if you want to stay in the center, we will still have to cut the legs. Oh, that should be good enough. And there will be enough space for the wiring. And then we will have like a clean side just to press the button for us. Nothing will be blocking it. Okay. I think we can do like a quick model and mutilate this one, cut all the legs, and see how it pans out. Well, then there's the issue that not really, like the center is kind of offset. It's not because the shape of it is not rectangular. So like from the center to this edge is less than from the center to this edge. Okay, let's see how it goes. Okay, that's a very quick idea. And see what happens. Okay, so we have rotated over here. How to... I'm thinking like, would it be easier to just make a copy of the file? We can save a copy, then just like change this. And if it doesn't work, then you can go back to the old one. Or if it does work, then technically the old one won't be really needed anymore. Yeah, that might make more sense. Okay, let's save as new version. Let's save it. Okay, I've made a mistake. I forgot to save before that one. Okay, so this is like, this will be the base. So this is like the version 1. And now, because we have all the current changes over here, save it again. And the new version, save as, and new version. Okay. Now we have version 3. Let's quickly check the old version just to be like double sure that we didn't miss anything. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it has everything. Okay. Okay, what can we do? How can we rotate this thing? Okay, we won't be needing this, I believe. Okay, I hope this is the center. Let's make it 90. Okay. It's not the best. I think I can remove this. We won't be needing that. Okay, so I think I need to have first of all, I need a line over here, so it'll be easy to align anything. So from the center to here. Also, I'm not quite sure if it's correct, but okay, let's leave it. Okay, so I need to move this, so something to hold it. That was wrong because I need this wall, not the whole thing. Yeah, so something like this. Okay, let's extend it a little, maybe by 2 millimeters. Well, we can still make it in a way clip in. Maybe not all is lost yet. Let's take a look. If we draw like this, I can go like that. And maybe if I take it, let's say from here, something like this. And pull it, let's make it point maybe 6. And I think it's a little bit too close, so maybe we can just shift it just a little bit. We need it minus 0.1. That should do, maybe. Yeah. Okay, so the legs will be over here. And they will be exactly like at the back. Yeah, so this is another problem because like we need to hold it somehow. And then it will be resting on the legs. And that is very difficult to figure out. I'm open to any ideas in the comments. If we take a look at the encoder legs, I think the length is like okay, 3.3. So they're gonna be sticking out. So we have to move this. So from here, from this wall, we need it to be at least 3.3. So it's already like out. And we can't really leave it exposed. So if we had this, oh, the encoder pins will be like over here. So leaving them exposed, it's not an option. Like if we move this one, let's say to here, to hide it, but then it will have to go all the way up. Yeah, so this won't, I'm afraid it's not gonna work. Just instead of pulling, because of this shape we can't really pull it all the way, but I can just mock it, let's say, I think to here. Yeah, so that will be kind of, maybe not blocking, because we will be rotating over here, like on this surface, so maybe we won't hit this part, like over here should be safe. .6, so I think this is from the older one, and Kyle doesn't have that. I will just remove it. Okay, so how would it supposed to look if we go all the way? Maybe like over here, and from here, let's make it 0.1, and let's make it point. Okay, we can't have that because we will be pushing from the top anyway. So all that we can do is to have something over here just to hold it and to cover those wires. And we can't really bend the pins because the push button will be down there. Like if we go with the normal direction instead of like angled like that, I mean rotated. Well, I've been thinking about it for some time, and I thought that like the plan would be okay. It doesn't seem like it. Yeah, let me just grab some water. Okay, seems like the chat isn't working. Okay. Oh, Ruda Brody, hello there. Sorry, I miss you, bro. Spring mount encoder. Not solid connection to the bottom. Okay, yeah, that's one of the things that I was talking about, like to have it something like that. But like spring connection, not solid connection to the bottom. I don't know what happened with the chat. Should be fine, but it isn't. And okay, it's not showing up on the stream, but I can still read. Okay, look at signal. One sec. Let's take a look. Okay. So there's the cursor right now. I just lost it. Too many screens. I can't find the cursor. Okay. I was in drawing mode. So you're proposing that the button will be over here, like that? Let's take one more look. Well, yeah, actually, I can have a shape of a spring underneath the encoder to push it up. But the issue is that there are the encoder pins right there, so we don't really have much space to put anything at the bottom. Not even the spring. So I mean, the spring is not an issue. The amount of space that is there is the issue actually, because like I don't need a spring. I can just put the push button, and that will be enough. It will push it up, and it will push it up when you press. Like last stream, that was kind of okay. But then there was almost no access to the pins of the encoder. Like there is no way to solder anything to it. And even if we solder, then it will be touching the push button, and that won't really work. And like now, when I look at it, like rotating it like that, so this is like, I know, like 90 degrees. It's still not really gonna do much. Not gonna do much because all those pins will be sticking out over here like this. So now we have to build something to cover it. We can always leave it like exposed, but that's not gonna fly. I mean, I could leave it like that. I wouldn't mind actually. For a very long time, like some versions of Chordie, they even had the expander exposed, and I always thought it's kind of cool. Yeah, but now we are stuck with this push button. Okay, if you stuck, do something else. So let's fix this enter right now. Maybe we'll have some refresh. Maybe some new ideas will come to us. This shouldn't take long, like 5 minutes tops. Everything on this channel takes 5 minutes. And then 1 month later, it's still not done. Okay, my favorite screwdriver. It's been a while. That went smooth. Okay, before I open, let's just clean this mess up a little. Well, I think the best way to, like, or maybe not the best, but maybe if we can get this magnetic encoder to work somehow, then maybe we won't be needing this much space. Okay, did I remove all of them? Don't tell me I have the... Oh my god, I have to open the whole thing. Okay, this won't work. Maybe my second favorite screwdriver will help. Okay, what do we have? This, and we need maybe this will do. Okay, looks okay. I think it needs a little help at the beginning. I have put down there next to the MCU, there is a stopper. So to prevent if you push the plug too much, there's like a tiny stopper to prevent the whole MCU from shifting to the bottom. I mean to the back of the keyboard. And that's what is holding the bottom plate right now. Yeah, if you can see it. This white thing at the back. That kind of does the job. Yeah, but I have to admit that these electric screwdrivers is the second best thing after sliced bread. It's so handy. Okay, so now the bottom comes off. Okay, what is wrong with this enter key? What has happened here? Yeah, the soldering looks kind of okay. So the enter is over here. So all looks good. Okay, let's desolder. Swap the key. And I hope that will fix the issue. Yeah, looks okay here as well. So there is like connection is rather okay. And since it's only one key, then I doubt it has anything to do with the expander or anything else. Because if it was the expander, then it will be either like the whole row or the whole column wouldn't work, not just one key. And I don't see any damage to the PCB as well. Yeah, maybe I would touch up on the diode. Okay, so this one goes to trash. I'll be right back. Just I will pick up the key. Okay, found a substitute. This one looks good. I hope it will serve well. Alrighty, so a little bit of tin. Okay, I think I forgot how I was doing it. I would just like so, just wrap the wire. Okay, now we can solder. Okay, halfway there. So it might be even less than 5 minutes. Oh, get in, come on. Okay. And the diode. Well, looked okay. Okay, this one didn't solder. Let's put some fresh tea. Okay, now it should be fine. Okay, shall we test it? And this might be the end of the stream if I start testing. And the stream goes black, then you know that the keyboard didn't work. Both halves. Okay, one more thing. Our save page. Okay, moment of truth. What happened here? How come there is no magnetic? I must have left it. Okay, that's not a problem. I have one over here. Now it should be fine. Okay. Okay. Okay, looks like enter works, at least for now. Okay. Let's put it back together. I think we have to do the bottom first. Okay, we can leave it like that. I wonder if it will grab the bottom or if I need more screws. Usually one screw is enough on this channel. Okay, looks like it grabbed it. So 2 screws. So that is a little bit above our limit, but still manageable. All right. Okay. So we can move to the bottom. Okay. And it's done. Okay, one more test. If we didn't break anything along the way. Okay. Yeah, looks like it still works. Back with Chordie. And back to our CAD. And I still have no idea how to place this push button to make it work. We can't have it at the bottom. We can't have it on the side. And that is a little bit problematic. Well, I don't really have anything at this moment to change. Run out of ideas. Like the original one seemed to be fine. And then this rotated one seemed even better, but when you look at it right now, it doesn't seem this good anymore. If this part was just a little bit bigger, maybe. No, this is like 3 millimeters. If we could like fit the push button maybe over here, then there would be like the metal dowel or the metal bearing would be pushing it. That would be ideal in a way. Well, actually, if we do something like this. Okay, so let's make this our push button. So let's make it, let's make it 3. And how long was it? Like was 2. Start like putting all those numbers down somewhere. Just now. Three millimeters. 6. Okay, and that was 2 millimeters. Okay, so this is our push button. And if we try to move it, to the center of this, and up, so that okay, let's make a line over here. Oh, come on, move it. Okay, you. Okay, and back to the center. Because what I was, not like this. What I was thinking about was that, how did it move? Okay, maybe to be center. Okay. Well, we can do a cutout over here. We can cut this and just let the bearing sit on the switch. And then to add some rigidity, we can just maybe like extend these walls somehow. So we can, in a way, maybe like slide in the push button over here. Let's take a look how big is it with the to grab these tiny legs. Okay, 460. This is 3 point, so we have to extend it by, it was 460, right? So we need like 1.1. That was rather simple. Okay, so like this, maybe let's add maybe 0.1 on each side. If I remove all of these from this one, and remove, and yeah, so if we show the bearing right now, okay, so this is more or less how it's gonna look like. And the button will be over here. Oh, actually it will be here. So because the button, the whole push button is like this. But then there is a question, is this part? Because, okay, it's eating into the, if we, because the size of this is actually it's 3 millimeters. So basically it's the size of the push button if minus like any margin, and that is kind of okay for us. I mean, I think it is okay. But the issue is if I cut this shape from here, let's change the name. Make it, that's the small one, 2 millimeters. Yeah, so cutting it like that. If we make it maybe a little bit round, so that will be easier to print maybe. Let's take a look. Can we do anything about it? And that is not enough. Okay, so we can't really print it over here. Okay, maybe if we skip this part, because as I said, the bearing is kind of very stiff on the dowel, so we can just leave it like that. Yeah, okay, this should be more or less okay, but now I have to go back to the other design. Look, the push button will be here. And actually that will be the bearing that will be pressing it. Yeah, we might get away with it. Okay, so the idea is kind of promising, I guess. Okay, I think we'll wrap it up for today. I will either finish this off stream, but most probably I won't have enough time because since I want to move the streaming machine to other PC, so I will be most probably busy the whole weekend. And hopefully I can get it working by Monday. Do check on Monday. We'll continue this, hopefully. I can't make any promises at this moment. Yeah, but check the schedule. If anything happens, I will update the schedule so you will know that, for example, there will be no stream, but most probably there will be stream on Monday anyway. We'll continue on this, and maybe I will sleep on it. Maybe I will have like enlightenment again. Maybe we can do it some other way. Yeah, but looking at it right now, I think that's the only option. If this one doesn't work, if it prints and it's faulty in any way, then there isn't any like viable option, I suppose, for the push button, because there is not much space anywhere to have it fixed, unless we go something like crazy. But also, yeah, then there's the issue, because what I was thinking that first of all we need to make the whole bottom plate smaller if you want to accommodate for a choke plate, which is like 2.2 over here. And then, so this kind of, if you wanted to make something like a lever or something like that, and a push button over here, so that will be kind of difficult to pull off if you want to still fit in like 2.2 millimeters. Okay, still some options to consider. I think I'll wrap it up for today. Have a great weekend. Keep your fingers crossed for the transfer to succeed. And I will catch you on Monday. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you for commenting. Oh, SG District's home. Sorry, my chat is dead today. I can't really hear any incoming messages. But glad that you made it. Sorry, but we are wrapping up already. I think we will finish on Monday. Not quite sure on which Monday. Well, anyways, thanks for joining. Thanks for watching and for commenting. And please tune back on Monday. And I see you then. Bye-bye. Have a great weekend. Thanks for watching.